Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be a review on the I-Ching Oracle cards and kind of a how-to on how to use them, how to read them, a little bit about their history, and just a general kind of overview at this specific deck. So this deck is by Los Scarabero. I think they have like a million different decks, but this deck is really nice because it's very high quality. I'm just going to do like a quick unboxing. You open the box and it has this little ribbon, which I love ribbons. Everybody loves ribbons. You know, it's great. It has a little booklet in like 40 different languages. I don't even know how many languages. Just a lot of different languages. It's even in Chinese. It's in Chinese, in the traditional Chinese. But also, you know, French, Italian, all the languages basically, most major languages. And it's really, really informative and it really helps you. On the back of it, we have this really helpful graph that kind of tells you, it's a chart on basically all of the elements and all the combinations of the I-Ching. So a little bit about this. This is a Chinese system of divination. It basically means the book of change. You know, I don't know if it's Taoist. I think it might be Taoist, but it's like, you know, yeah, it's Taoist. It's the book of change. It's like basically the way it's interpreted, it's a form of divination that was originally used on like sticks or stones. Different markings mean different elements. And so the elements are heaven, thunder, water, mountain, earth, wind, fire, and lake. So each of these elements has a different little dot. It's basically like 3 lines, and then the dots that are on the lines mean the different elements. And so 2 of these are placed over each other to make 6 lines, and then it's basically like one element goes above the other, and this means something. So you can have heaven over earth or heaven over fire, and all of these combinations have different meanings. And it's very in tune with nature, very in tune with like the changes of nature. So ultimately that's why it's called the Book of Change, because, you know, the changes of nature can also reflect the changes in humanity. So I'm just going to, it's my dog. I'm just going to show you the cards so that you can see. I think that there is a way to purchase the I-Ching on like stones, divination stones, similar to the runes, but this one specifically comes in cards. And for example, this is kind of how they look. We have the 3 lines over another 3 lines, and then we have different markings that mean different things. The cards themselves are high quality. They're not like the thickest cards ever, but I like them like this. They're really easy to shuffle, and they're really honestly quite beautiful. The art on these cards are very beautiful. As you can see, the back, it's like a watercolor type art, and it looks very natural. The images all have different paintings on them, and it's really weird to me because at first I thought that these images had nothing to do with the cards, because when I would draw the cards, it felt like it wasn't accurate to what the meaning of the card was, and that kind of bothered me at first. But the more that I use these cards, the more I realize that they are somewhat accurate. I mean, I don't think that they were totally thought through, like, you know, we're going to make specifically a lake for this card because it said something about a lake, or we're going to make specifically something for this card. They're very not like the description, but somehow they still seem relevant. So I'm just going to give an example reading really quick. And this could be collective reading. Just showing you a few of the cards, you know, so you can see the art. It's very beautiful art, but it's difficult to interpret the card just on the painting. And I think that the reason for it is because, you know, this system of divination was not originally meant for cards, and it was not originally meant for paintings. But they definitely did do a really good job on, man, I put them backwards. They definitely did do a really good job on making them beautiful and aesthetically pleasing. So, yeah. So let's just do a quick example reading. The way that these cards are read, you can either choose one or two. I like to do two because it shows you kind of like the situation at hand and then what it's morphing into or what it's changing into. So let me just show you kind of, and actually I think I'm just going to do this. I'm going to spread them out like this. And I'm going to choose two cards for a collective reading, just a really quick collective reading on, let's just say, the state of humanity right now, the state of the world right now. And these cards are really good for reading these types of things, like bigger concepts or bigger groups of people. So let's just see, what do we need to know about the current state of humanity right now? I'm going to choose this one. Okay. Wow. We have number 21, which is like this beautiful koi fish painting, and number 4, which is just like an open sky. Let's see if these cards are accurate to the paintings, but let's also just see what they mean, because I have in no way memorized this, and it's actually really difficult. So the first one we have is, let me just take a look. It's fire over thunder. Fire over thunder. And as you can see, it's like the painting is not really that, but still, you know, it's beautiful. So fire over thunder, and then we have, let me see, mountain over water. Mountain over water. So let's see what the little booklet says about these. Okay. Fire above thunder. Biting through. Biting through. Thunder and lightning. Overcome obstructions. When an undertaking that is making good progress meets an obstacle, one must bite through with vigorous determination. Tentative or timid efforts will not serve. Thunder frightens and lightning illuminates. In the same way, the just application of laws and penalties will deter those who obstruct the endeavor. Wow. So as you can see, it's really well written. The whole book is really well written, and I think that it really kind of honors the original meaning as well. Fire over thunder, overcome obstructions. Yeah, so I'm getting like fight fire with fire. So that's the situation as it is. Now let's see the situation as it's where it's headed, which is number 4. Okay. Mountain above water, youthful folly. Water below mountain, the inexperienced person seeks a teacher. A spring emerges at the foot of the mountain. The landscape will ultimately determine how the water will flow. At present, it is directionless. It rushes over the ground, seeking places where it can gather and deepen. Thus, the inexperienced person seeks an experienced teacher. The teacher does not seek the student, who must approach with humility. Interesting. So the way I see it is basically this reading is saying something about there's an obstruction or a complication. One must bite through with vigorous determination. Tentative or timid efforts will not serve. Thunder frightens and lightning illuminates. The just application of laws and penalties will deter those who obstruct the endeavor. So it's like there's something crazy happening, a lot of chaos. But then seeking a teacher, number 4 is mountain above water. Spring emerges at the foot of the mountain. See how it's very like, it's very much about like nature and like the path of nature and the changes of nature. Interesting. Yeah, I think this reading is about like a lot of chaos and a lot of trying to find leaders in this situation, or trying to find people who are going to like, because it says the landscape will ultimately determine how the water will flow. At present it is directionless. It rushes the ground seeking places where it can gather and deepen. Thus the inexperienced person seeks an experienced teacher. The teacher does not seek the student, who must approach with humility. It's like the teacher is a mountain, so it's not, the teacher will not move. It's like something, I think that something will be learned from a difficult situation. I think that's what the reading is trying to say. As you can see, they're very, it teaches, it talks, it's very influenced by Taoism, and so the way in which it's written, it's very Taoist in nature, and so I find it difficult to use these readings for like, to use these cards for like a normal tarot reading, because it's like, you know, they're not really meant for that, and they're really open to a lot of introspection and a lot of like thinking about the changes of nature and like the elements themselves, that like what kind of power they have and what combinations can be made with them. So to me, this is a really amazing deck for anyone who wants to learn more about Taoism and learn more about and find a really interesting and unique deck, because most tarot decks or oracle decks are really not like this at all. This is, I think it's just a really beautifully written book, and it's really, it's fascinating to incorporate this into your daily life and to ask different kinds of questions about different situations to see what it tells you. So I highly recommend this deck. I don't even want to rate it because I feel like it's above me. I mean, it's weird because like, as you can see, the images are not really matched. That probably might be my only critique on it, that the images aren't really matching. I mean, it would have been nice to see like a flow of water or something, or like this one, it would have been nice to see lightning. But then again, you know, they're still very beautiful, and it's really kind of an older system of divination, so I guess I can forgive them. But, you know, overall, this is a really great deck if you're thinking about getting it, and I would highly recommend it. So that's the video, that's the review. Hope you enjoyed it. Talk to you guys later. Bye.